So the first thing I'm going to do is hydrate my face. My cheeks have been a little dry lately, especially in this heat. I'm like sweating all the time. And so to hydrate my face and to make sure that I'm not as dry and patchy, I'm going to use my Badescu spray. Oh, got it in my mouth. You can use this before or after your foundation. You can use it to set it, or you can use it to prime your face. This is just going to give it a lot of hydration and a lot of moisture. I'm actually using 3 primers today. If you're not counting the spray, then I would say I'm using 2. The first primer I'm going to use is the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Smooth one. I love this. It makes my face look so smooth, and it takes away all the texture that I have underneath my eye. For the second primer, this is just a sample one. I actually need to go get a bigger size. This is the Clinique Stay Matte Hydrator. So this is a matte primer, but it's also going to hydrate your skin. This is the best primer I've ever tried, especially for oiliness. My nose gets really oily, as most of you guys already know, and so I always put this on my nose just to keep it from getting oily. Now that I'm done priming my face, I'm going to go ahead and go in with my foundation. I've been using this foundation religiously. I have not put it down. I actually need to go get another bottle. It's like down to its last bit. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I'm in the color 228. I'm just gonna put this on this kabuki brush by Eco Tools, and I've been loving pairing this foundation with this brush. I love my beauty blender, but this brush just gives me like an airbrush look. I'm just dabbing this all over my face. I'm not swiping it because that's going to take away coverage and give me streaks. So I'm just going to pounce this in as if it was a beauty blender. And I've been using this routine so much lately. Like, it's my go-to routine. I do it for school, for work, for everything basically. This foundation gives you a really nice coverage. It's not completely full coverage. You can always build if you want more coverage, but it's very, very light. But it does give you like the coverage you need for school, or if you're going to work and you just need something quick, the coverage is definitely there. I'm just going to go in with a second layer because I want this to be a flawless look. So I want it to cover everything. You can already see the difference between my face. I had discoloration on my forehead and then a little bit over here on my cheeks, and it just covered all of it so nicely. And this is like the perfect shade for me. For concealer, I'm using my new favorite, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm in the color light medium. And this foundation, this concealer is full coverage. It will hide everything. It'll conceal everything. And the best thing about it is that you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way for sure. So I'm going to be putting just some lines underneath my eyes, a little bit on my chin, my forehead, and then on the bridge of my nose. And I'm going to blend it out with the Morphe E45. I love this brush for concealing. And again, I'm not swiping it. I'm just using dabbing motions. It's like a mini beauty blender on a brush. It's amazing. And then if you ever put too much concealer on and you need to like blend it out, so like there's not like a harsh like concealer and foundation line, I just go back in with whatever I put my foundation on, and then I just brush it and I kind of just pounce it on again just to like blend, so there's not like a harsh line where you can tell like where your concealer and your foundation ends and starts. And then using the excess of what I already have left on my brush, I'm going to go underneath my nose where I have redness. So if you don't have redness, you can skip this part, but my nose gets really red underneath, so I'm just going to dab whatever I have left. To set my under eyes, I haven't been into baking lately, mostly because my under eyes, but I haven't been baking underneath my eyes because they have been dry lately. If you bake under your eyes when your eyes are dry, they're just going to be even more dry and patchy, and it's going to start to peel, so I'm not going to bake. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques setting brush and lightly tap it underneath my eye. I love the Mercier translucent powder because it just like gives you like a matte, flawless finish. Like you can tell the difference. I don't know if you can tell the difference on camera, but like right now I can tell the difference. This side where I haven't set it yet, it's a little more dewy and there's not as much coverage. But on this side, there's more coverage. My skin looks silky smooth and it's matted out. I smile a lot, so I have smile lines, so I'm going to set those areas as well, just so they don't crease as quickly. I'm also going to set my chin, my nose, and the middle part of my forehead where my brows are. My T-zone is where I get the most oily, so that's where I'm going to set it because this powder really like locks in the oils and doesn't let it seep out. I'm just using dabbing motions. I feel like I get the most flawless finish. To set the rest of my face where I didn't use the translucent powder, I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth, and I'm in the color 240 Golden Beige. I absolutely love this foundation powder. It gives me a little more coverage when I need it. And then it also looks really nicely paired with the Matte and Poreless liquid foundation. If you are someone who doesn't like too much coverage or you don't need that much coverage, instead of using a foundation powder to set your face, you can use a translucent powder. The foundation powder is just going to give you more coverage if you want or need it. You don't necessarily have to use it. I'm a full coverage girl, so I want all the coverage I can get. So I like to use the foundation powder. I'm also going to drag that down my neck just to make everything the same color. And you can see that I've lost dimension in my face because of all the powder and liquids that I've put on it to give myself coverage. So to bronze up my face, I'm using my favorite bronzer, which is the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil. I use the dark chocolate one just because I like a more deep contour. And I'm using my Sephora brush, my Sephora setting powder. I don't use this as a setting powder. You can see that it's super thin and it fits right into the hollows of my cheekbones. So I really like to use it for my bronzer. And I don't really contour anymore just because it's summer and I want to do something like quick, and contouring takes up a little bit more time. So I just bronze up my face. And then I'm going to go in between my chin and bottom lip. This is going to give the appearance of a fuller lip, and I want that. Who doesn't want fuller lips? As you can see, I like to go ham with my bronzer on my cheekbones. I just really like that like sun kiss, like I've tanned this summer, I've been swimming, I've been getting some color, even though I really haven't. And then I'm also going to carve out my jawline. I'm going to go right here and just dust it over where my natural jawline is. That's just going to give it a shadow. To contour my nose, I'm going to use this contour brush by Soho. I got this at TJ Maxx. I'm going to use the bronzer that I just used. And I'm just going to put a little bit on this brush and then carve my nose out. If your nose contour ever gets a little like rough and harsh, you can always go back in with your translucent powder, dab a little bit on it, and then just go right over where you contoured your nose. This is just going to make it look like it's like your actual like skin and your face, and just hide the harsh lines. But you'll still have like your contoured cut nose. For blush, I'm using the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. You guys already know this is also my favorite. I like that it has a little shimmer inside of it. It just gives you like that natural, nice, healthy glow. I love peachy blushes. I hate pink blushes and like super like pink, hot pink blushes just because I don't like it on my skin tone. I feel like the peachy blushes go best with my skin tone. And I'm using my e.l.f. blush brush to apply this. And I'm going to put it right on top of the apples of my cheeks. I'm not a super blushy girl. I used to not wear blush at all, so I just put a minimal blush amount on. Since I've gotten tan, I really like more of a golden highlight, and today I'm going to be using the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight. It is so pretty and it's very golden. I'm using this BH Cosmetics brush for the highlight. And I really like to pack on the highlight, so I'm going to go in with another layer. And then I'm going to put it on the tip of my nose. And instead of putting it on the entire bridge of my nose, I like to put it right in the center of my nose. Or in the center of where my eyes are. And it kind of just brings my nose out really nicely, and it doesn't make my nose get oily or like look oily, because y'all know I have an oily nose. I'm going to also use this highlight for my inner tear duct. I already have some on there, but I'm just going to add some more. Last but not least, I'm going to put it on my Cupid's bow. Ooh, it's a lot of highlight. I like it. To set the rest of my face, I like to go back in with the Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. That's like the full name, like it's so long. But I'm just going to go back in with that again. This is really going to help melt all the powder and all the product that I put on my face, and like melt it into my face and make it look like it's one. I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes and put on a lip color, and I'll be right back. So this is the final look that I paired with my foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this flawless foundation tutorial. This is literally the foundation routine that I do absolutely every single day, unless I'm trying to try out something new for you guys, or I'm filming a tutorial. I finally have my foundation routine down to a T. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you liked it and you did find it helpful, give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new, please subscribe to my channel. I try to upload at least once a week. If you guys need to know what products I use, I have it linked down in the description box down below, so make sure you check that out, and follow me on my social media platforms that are linked down below as well. I try to be as active as possible. I'm definitely most active on Snapchat. I love Snapchat. I can't get enough of it. I'm on there every single day, so make sure you add me and follow me. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!